Have a good one. Welcome. Hey. Yeah. Hey. So you guys are shuttle service now, huh? Really?
No one's patrolling the border.
What's that?
No one's patrolling the border. We just show up and just start grabbing people without vets.
Really? How many like this a day?
Over 1,000.
Over 1,000 per day. So just totally open. And right there, just through that one hole.
Half full, some down that way.
Wow. 1,000 per day. Holy shit.
Right now.
Holy shit. Bye-bye.
So you blew the whistle on DHS. The last time you spoke to us in the shadows, you told us about some violent criminals, including members of the 18th Street Gang, obtaining work visas, applying to sponsor unaccompanied minor children.
We know that they're involved in specifically sex trafficking, who's trying to become the sponsor for one of these children. If in that time you inform the U.S. government that you have some type of fear of that your life is in jeopardy, and you're put in what's called reasonable fear, and there's also one called credible fear. Once you make that declaration of my life is in danger, I may be harmed if I return home, you're taken off the watch list. And so that makes it a giant loophole.
Are you willing to go public?
I am.
Tell us who you are and what you do.
My name is Aaron Stevenson. I'm a federal employee with the Department of Homeland Security. Officially, I'm an intelligence research specialist for USCIS.
So these guys have trafficked, kidnapped, smuggled children, and they're let into the country because they claim a, quote, reasonable fear for their safety if they go back to their home country.
Correct.
And that, in your view, that's a loophole.
Well, it is because it's an informal interview done with an asylum officer in which if there's any evidence provided at all, it's not able to be viewed outside of their own workforce.
Do they deny the reasonable fear?
You will see plenty that get picked up by Border Patrol or CBP, and in the initial interview, they ask them, like, do you have a fear of being returned home to your country? You will see all the time they say no. And then the day later, 2 days later, when they begin the processing to be removed, they will then say, oh, no, yeah, totally, I have a fear to be removed.
So eventually...
Officer at a service center, and I adjudicate 129 L1As and L1Bs. We had a training session, 2 hours, on the deference policy, which would be distilled down to 3 words: stamp it up. And we're supposed to be there to protect the national security, and we're supposed to be there to protect American jobs. And if you are getting a bonus because you're approving of someone coming to the country and working, which could potentially be an American job, I think that, to me, is basically unforgivable.
What are L1As and L1Bs?
L1A is a non-immigrant work visa for someone who's a manager or an executive. And L1B is a non-immigrant work visa for someone who has special knowledge.
You say work visa denials with a new policy. It's virtually next to impossible to deny them.
Yes.
Tell us more about that.
They imposed the deference policy here recently in, I believe, the first part of June. The deference policy is that an officer, under the L1As and L1Bs, the petitioner, which is usually a business, applies for a beneficiary to come to the country. The first application is for 3 years. Then they have to renew it 2 years, and then they renew it again for 2 years. So they call those extensions. When they renew, ask for an extension under the deference policy, we're supposed to accept the fact that the first approval was valid, and therefore we just approve it. It's numerically centric. They want us to approve as many as possible.
So it's a battle to challenge.
Even
37 crimes against them, including at least 3 against a child. He's still answered in the United States and working.
Correct. What you're seeing here is the FBI is notified that the Department of Health and Human Services received the fingerprints of an 18th Street gang member who is attempting or applying to become the sponsor for what's called a UAC. A UAC means unaccompanied alien child. We know what they're involved in, specifically sex trafficking, who's trying to become the sponsor for one of these children. Every single one of these transnational criminal organizations are involved in sex trafficking.
Gang members sponsoring unaccompanied children and no one blinks an eye.
Correct. Children are the most vulnerable population of any society. So when you're sending kids to a place with no family, and the only possible family are these guardians that are young gang members, that's even more vulnerable. And if in that time you inform the U.S. government that you have some type of fear of that your life is in jeopardy, and you're put in what's called reasonable fear, and then there's also one called credible fear. Once you make that declaration of my life is in danger, I may be harmed if I'm returned home, you're taken off the watch list. And so that makes it the giant loophole. These are the people that are causing the danger in those foreign countries. That's why they're on the actual transnational organized crime watch list. So they are allowed to stay in the country while they wait their actual asylum claims. They will be able to file for what is called the employment authorization card. This essentially is a work permit.
The issue you're saying is that the gang members are trying to get unaccompanied kids across the border, sex trafficking, and your concern for that exceeds whatever concern you have for your own personal well-being as a result of blowing the whistle.
I don't understand the part where you can worry about yourself more than something that is obviously very bad for either individual people, these kids, or for the rest of the country.
In one direction, you may lose your job, or the other direction, you
To watch kids get raped and sex trafficked all over, that's a pretty easy decision to make.
pretty easy decision.
I think so.
Choiceless choice, as we say. So why not go to the New York Times and the Washington Post and CNN anonymously? Lord knows they like to use anonymous sources. We saw the Washington Post.
They're mouthpieces for this overall permanent government, I think, and they won't report that information.
Sounds like the system is broken.
The system is broken, I think.